Hi everybody, this is Jeff. We're going to be going over Orourke building plan review. All right, let's get started. All right, we're going to show the different levels of the plan here. So we have the basement floor plan. What we're going to get into is some of the structural because we're finishing up some things before we go into drywall. So the way these plans work is we're on A1.1. Next is A1.2, which is the second. We have basement, first floor. So then A1.3 is going to be the second floor, and third floor is A1.4. So this will just show you the floor plans of each. The floor plans are very similar on floors 1 through 3. So we have original doors, because it's historic, coming into living room, kitchen, open concept, bathroom, or bedroom and a bathroom with a closet. This is a 1-bedroom unit. This is a studio unit where they come in and we'll have a kitchen and then a open room. It'll have, be a studio, so you have your bed and everything inside of there. This one is the larger unit. So this door is a lock off where it can be universal, but right now this is 3D. So we come into the living room here, kitchens in this area. And then we have a bedroom with a bathroom, and then this is also a lock off. So if somebody owns this unit, they can have a VRBO or Airbnb, lock this unit off, use this door, and they can actually get some income off of this unit by still having a living area over here. Or if they want to use it as a master suite, they can always just keep this door locked to the hallway, and they have a bedroom and a bathroom. So it's actually a 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit. Then we converted. It used to be 2 studios and 1 bedroom there, so we converted it into a 2-bedroom for it's more desirable in the area. So then we have a roof plan. This shows the slope of the roof. So you come up to the stairs, come out here, it shows the slope. So when you see slope, that means all the water is running down this center beam. This is a beam that comes from this point to this point. So water will make it to this point right here. Our low point is where our drain is. And our drain goes from here, and it's a 4-inch line, and it runs to the storm water into the basement. The same goes for the north building, so you see the separate line here. For the north building, this slopes will eventually have a drain here that goes into that same line once we get that building started. There's information on structural. So we have our foundation plan with new work. A lot of it is in the north building for foundation because this wall needs to be rebuilt. This also shows what we've already done, which is our posts, 6-inch by 6-inch post placement. There's a few call outs in here as well. If we need to go to structure, we go to S4.1 just to see what that call out is. So getting into the first floor structural, it's the same thing. There's call outs throughout. It's just reinforcing the structure to current codes. This shows the second floor. You'll see here where the posts are installed throughout. So the weight is carried throughout the entire building. So from the 3rd floor all the way to the basement, the load goes through each one of these posts all the way to the foundation in the basement. And that takes the load off the joists, so then we don't have any heaving in the floors and things like that. So then this is showing the 3rd floor, which is similar. There's some adjustments that were made, a lot more adjustments in the north building than the south. The south is pretty standard. We took down some of these walls, but it's just showing where the stairwell is, posts added, the headers that need to be updated. So that's what the call outs are here. If you always want to know when you're looking at plans, like this one says 11, you come to here and it says header needs to be installed, 2 2x10s, replace if necessary. So then this shows your roof structure, and you'll see Greg installing these later, but he has these LVLs that are installed. He has some custom brackets that'll be mounting into the brick that are recommended by the engineer. They're built by a local fab company here in town. Well, these are the LVLs in each of them. So right here, this LVL, it's tying into that large beam that I was talking about. which is a 18-inch. There's 4 18-inch LVLs, so it's pretty large. And we have metal supports going in that's actually holding that up as well. And then those posts are in place to carry that load all the way to the basement. We have also the LVLs coming in diagonal, and then these are tying into the building for the racking of the building. So it keeps the structure of the brick, the original brick, from going inward and outward by these LVLs and this roof holding it all together. If there ever is seismic in the area, or snow load, things like that, just bring it up to current code. And you can also see the slope of the roof with this structure here. So we have a line going down the center. I was saying before, is we have our drain at that low point, and then you can see also all of this is sloping all at the same direction to that point. So we can shed the water off the roof, especially with the snow load you get in Montana. So this is what you see Greg installing later on, which is the shear wall schedule. So you get the information for it. So it says foundation wall. There's nothing for actual plywood shear wall in the basement, but you can see the posts it tells you to install with the hangers that need to be installed on top of those for the racking of the building. So as we're working up, the more torque on the building is going to be higher up. But the foundation on the first floor has a different nailing pattern than the first floors here. A different nailing pattern on, say, wall C. We come over and we say, what is C? There's only a couple of them. And we need 15 32 inch plywood. The types of nails we need them about 4 inches off center, and then the types of clips used, and it just gives you all the details for C. And then B wall will be different. So we'll have the same plywood, same nailing pattern, but different size nails. And then as we move up, so this is foundation, this is first floor, this is second floor. So we'll see that we have our shear wall, you'll see it installed later, and our shear walls on these hallway walls, and then these dividing walls here. So what that's doing is keeping the exterior walls or any shifting of the building from going one direction or the other. So it reinforces the inside. It's the same as if you're building a new house and you have plywood on the outside for shear to keep it from racking one direction or another. This is actually, the brick is holding it up vertically. We're just trying to keep it from going laterally inside. And that's when we get wall push out with brick walls, is because of the lateral movement inside the building and the shifting. So we go to the same schedule here. So we notice that everything on the second and third floors are the same. So we have a 1/2 inch plywood. Here's the nailing pattern, 6 inch off center. And you can just tell because of the way they're labeled. These are A's and A's. So second floor, third floor, and then we'll go to the job site to see it being installed as well. Now what you can see as well is there's call outs that we were talking about earlier. So where do you find those? S4, let's see if we find those braces real quick. So these are call outs for everything, so you can see exactly what it needs to be. How we're attaching wood to metal, how floor joists are attached, how those beams are holding everything up. So we have, so this is the custom one that was being built. So this is an LVL, so here's our brick wall. And inside the brick wall we have 2 90s, they're 4 inch. So this will give you the dimensions. It's 1/4 inch steel by 4 inch in length, 2 inch wide. And then it just gives you a bolt pattern of 1 inch off center. There's 4 of them, and those drill all the way through the LVL, and you can see a side dimension here. So you have 4 drilling all the way through with a bolt, washers. You have a nut on there as well, so that's tightens those up through the actual LVL. And then you have 4 anchor points in the brick. So you have one here, one here, one here, one here, and those actually go in with all thread rod. We use a screen tube, and you'll see that later when we do it. with an epoxy. So that epoxy keeps it in the brick. So that brick's older, but with that epoxy, it'll be stronger than, you know, when it was first built. This shows that those large LVLs and the brace that was installed on those as well. So they drilled all the way through, and then also using the epoxy into the brick to hold all that weight. We actually designed this to where later in the future, if we want to do a rooftop deck, these LVLs and this structure will be able to hold that weight. This is the foundation plan for the building. A lot of it's original, except for this side over here on the north building. We're gonna have to do a wall rebuild, so that'll come in handy there. But the engineer always has to do the plans, even if it's existing. We'll show here existing, what's new, and yeah, most of it's existing on there. So existing is any new condition, new construction in verified condition or construction is a V. So then it'll tell you where you need to identify those. First floor framing. So we go in, and one of the things you'll see the team working on as well is putting in backers. So just because the framing has passed inspection to make sure it's going to hold up the building, we also need to make sure every one of these corners can hold drywall. So we need a nailer on each one of these corners to be installed. So then we have something solid to put the drywall to, or the plasterboard, whichever we're installing on that corner. Also with floor joists, the floor joists were cut by a plumber, electrician. This is when you come back in and make sure they're reinforced before we put drywall or sheetrock on. So we do a final inspection with our inspector to make sure everything's clear before we put sheetrock on, because once you put sheetrock on, it's covered up. It's the same for third floor. Goes all the framing throughout, and then gets into the roof structure as well. And that's for the Orourke building. That's pretty much the layout to get us to where we're doing sheetrock, a structural shear wall, yeah, and then the layouts as well. We can see our dimensions and also cost estimating off of these plans. All right, so this is the floor plans for the building. We have the north building, which we have two apartments per floor. So this is showing the basement view. You can see, you always know on your floor plans, it tells you there. We're not working on this section right here. We're actually working on the south building to finish it first. So we have our utility room, laundry, storage. We'll actually have the plans updated a little bit right here with water heaters in here. It's a little bit of storage, and also some storage over here. We'll have our meter wall where the electricity will come out into the panel. We'll have an easement coming from this side, so this is a parking lot. We have an easement coming to get power to the building. We have our gas coming in through this side of the north building, and it comes in to this laundry area. And then our hallway, so we have all of our services already in for stormwater, sewer lines, water lines. We have our fire suppression riser room, and then also the water riser room. So we have a 4-inch for fire suppression, 2-inch for water supply coming in. And they come down this hallway into the laundry and disperse from there throughout the building. So everything's run through the basement, and then up to the floors from there. There's a common space. This can be set up probably for tenants to have like an exercise room or a couch with a TV. It's pretty flexible, with a shared bathroom as well. So there's only 2 units in this basement. One unit has a living room, bedroom, so it's a 1-bedroom. The floor plans, layouts really haven't changed much from the original. The only difference is we made it more of an open concept by taking this wall out. There was a wall that ran through here, and it closed off the kitchen from the living room. We felt that having it open would make it feel a little more light. The nice thing is we actually have 10-foot ceilings in here, so there'll be quite a bit of light for being a basement. In this unit here, we have a living room. This would be the kitchen area, and then a small bedroom, and then a bathroom as well. So, and this is stairs for an exit. We have an exit here, and then also have an exit, or an entrance exit here. Quite a few windows throughout.